Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I am the Inconsequential Runner and got something special for you. But those watching the channel, you would know that this is coming up, which is getting the coach, my coach, on board and asking a couple of questions. And I think the real benefit of this is, as you've probably seen on YouTube, there's a lot of videos of coaches sharing some of what they think are the key points, but we're going to ask it from a runner's perspective. What is it that we want to know as a runner? So let me introduce my coach. This is, I call him Coach Mark, and you can call him Coach Mark too. So, hey, Coach Mark, thanks for joining us.
Thanks very much, Darcy. Thanks for inviting me.
Look, you're doing us a huge favor because we've got a couple of questions. Now, we're keeping these short and sharp. And I find these quite motivational because if I'm, about 50-50 about going out for a run, and if I find a short, sharp sort of insight, then that helps me get out the door and try something new. Question one for you, Mark. Let's start the series right now. And this is all about when do you start to go to the gym? I had a mate and he was running about 20 kilometers a week. And he was thinking, look, I'm going to start to go to the gym and strengthen up for the running. Now, the advice I gave him was no, look, you're better using that time to do another 20. So get to 40 kilometers a week before you start thinking about going to the gym. Now, I might be right, might be wrong, but the question I've got for you, coach, is about how many kilometers are you doing a week before you start to think of going to the gym? Or what is there some other considerations? What do you think, coach?
Yeah. There's actually no real hard and fast answer with that, Darcy. But you did right that for running, the best way to get better at running is actually to run, because fitness is so specific to what we're doing. So if you're only doing 20K a week,
Yep.
you would get more value out of increasing the running first, running. But having said that, gym work's always useful, no matter how little running you're
Right.
doing. Some gym work is still very useful because probably the main benefit is just from an injury prevention point of view,
Good call.
because running such a specific, limited, restrictive activity. It's basically just pumping the arms and the legs moving forwards, which is great. I mean, and you obviously want to strengthen those muscles to help propel you forward faster. And running will obviously do that better than anything. But there's all these little accessory and stabilizing and core muscles as well. And they all have to, if they're all working well, you'll be running more efficiently. More of the body's actually kicking in to do the work, and you'll stave off injury, more likely to stave off injury, because the body will always use the strong muscles and the weak muscles will never get a look in. There's actually a law called the law of facilitation. I won't go into that, but that's basically what it means. You got strong muscles, you got weak muscles. The strong muscles will do the work, the weak muscles will get weaker. Strong
Okay,
muscles will
look,
get stronger.
I think we're getting another question out of this that we might answer some other time, which is, okay, what would you do when you go to the gym? So let me make a note of that. Can I ask you that question? What should we do when we go to the gym? So, okay, we think about going to the gym then as a form of cross training.
Yes, you would. Yeah, it's a bit like you've got your car, and your car, you want it to drive as quickly as possible, but you also need to get it tuned up and have a warrant and get the electric serviced and the tires pumped up and all that kind of stuff. You look at it in that kind of respect, I guess. There's sort of stuff around the running that will help you run more efficiently and hopefully stave off injury. That's probably the best way to look at it.
I think you've
But
given
but
us
you
also.
don't want to do it. You don't want to do it instead of. You don't want to do it instead of running. You actually want to add it to running.
Okay,
So
so
if you can fit in more runs, that's better.
okay, so if you're already running 4 days a week right now and you've been doing it for a while and your body's acclimatized to it, you're saying don't go down to 3 days a
Yeah.
week, put in a gym workout. It's got to supplement it or complement it. All right.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And on top of that, actually, one other thing just reminds me of is if you do a gym session, say you do a gym session on a day that you run, because that's quite possible, rather than on an extra day. And sometimes that can actually work better because then your recovery days are really recovery days, if you see what I mean,
Yeah, look,
rather
I
than
tend to do
adding another
that.
hard day in.
Yeah, and you know
Yeah.
I do that. And so, look, quick question then. Should you oh, excuse me, tongue-tied. I'm so excited to ask this. Do you do your gym session before or after the run? And does it depend on the run? And I find sometimes if it's an easy run, I do it first and then I just flush my legs out with the easy run. But I don't know, coach. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, I think that's true. Again, it's a bit individual, and I can see how that would certainly work for you. With a harder run, you should definitely do it afterwards.
Yeah, gotcha.
Because the run is the risky bit. And if you do a really good gym workout, it's going to compromise the quality of your hard run, and you also risk running on fatigue legs and possibly injuring yourself. So there's sort of a two thing. But as you say, flushing them out with an easy run, that can work perfectly. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right. There's some really rich info in this. Let me see if I can wrap it up. Tell me if I've got anything wrong here. It Going to the gym is a good thing. It helps, it kind of like cross training. It builds your muscles in a different way, and it might weaken some of the muscles that aren't being serviced in running. But don't compromise your running just to go to the gym. If you're already running 4 days a week, stay running 4 days a week, but then do your gym workouts. If you do your gym workout the same day you do the run, that will free up a rest day where you're completely doing nothing, which is kind of beneficial. If you do a gym workout the same day you're going to do a run, be conscious of the running session. That takes priority, and work your gym workout around that. Don't burn your legs in a gym workout when you're going to do interval or speed or tempo sessions later on. Is that basically it in a nutshell, coach?
Couldn't have put it any better. Yeah.
Learning from the best. Learning from the best. Okay, look, let's wrap it there because we do want to keep these short, sharp. Those watching, hope there's a lot of nutritional, rich information in it for you. For the next video coming up, we're going to talk about why you have a coach. And I can talk about that because I went about 10 or 15 years without a coach, thinking that, block your ears, Mark, thinking that they were unnecessary. And my experience with the coach was, I was missing out. So let's talk about that in the next video coming up. Otherwise, we're going to wrap it right now. I'm going to say bye, Coach Mark.
See you later. Bye.
Catch up later too. See you later.
All right.